So I think we might.
If we can go back this way and then go up and around.
Dude, I know about that.
Right. Wait a second. We just got to do our job.
But now they know.
I'll be back in just a second. Wait, Z's got. I'll be back in just a second.
What?
We'll be back in just a second.
Okay.
So they've got people on this side of the van so you can't see them because the press box is on the other side of the van. They did arrest the woman that Z was interviewing earlier.
Is that who that is?
Yep, that's exactly who that is.
I've got an audio. The one being arrested right now, I have an audio interview with her telling me about some core reasons, core problems here in Baltimore leading up to this. And it's audio only. I'm going to try to upload that tomorrow and get that out to you, but it's...
She's saying this is egregious, this is oppressive. So they're chasing the press back again. We just kind of came up to the other side. We're the only two people on the other side. Here comes Edwin to shoot long range.
After the Baltimore public school system failed her, she's trying to get her own education. We learned a lot of things. I had a really good conversation with her earlier. She's saying your cuffs are too tight. She's saying this is outrageous, oppressive.
She's saying this is egregious, this is outrageous.
Zip cuffs. Again, for those that didn't hear it, I'm not stupid, but we're not giving away street locations. It's slipped from somebody, so I gave a false location. I know police and police apologists like Kevin monitor our stream and report it.
There's Amnesty. Amnesty is being allowed to walk across the street. At this point, she's refusing to get in the van. She's refusing to get in the van.
She was arrested before. She told me a story of her being arrested before. And they never even knew there were seatbelts until the mainstream media started investigating that there was policy. Everybody I've talked to that's been arrested over here in this hood never seatbelted, and they purposely give them rough rides. Every single person I talked to has never, ever, ever been seatbelted.
So we talked to a man earlier, and a man told us earlier that every single person that's ever been in the, you know, almost every single black person in Baltimore has been taken to central booking. Even if they've been released, they've been booked.
Their job, that shows it's not just these 6 officers that would be indicted, it's the entire force, because they've all done this to everybody in this hood, so it's bullshit. These 6 officers are scapegoats. They're guilty, but they're just scapegoats. These motherfuckers in front of you are just as guilty. They're pretending that they're in front of the mainstream cameras.
They have this girl zipped up with like 4 different zip ties.
Bullshit.
The girl in the yellow right here, they have her like zipped up with like 4 different zips.
So we have an officer walking this way.
Here we go. We have an officer approaching us. Okay. So should we move? We just got here, so that's the problem. Okay, so we have to be over there. Are we allowed to go to our car? What do you say?
So they just called off the guy that was coming over here to tell us to move.
We're okay? Thanks. They might have called somebody on us. I don't know.
What they locking her up for?
They're saying we're okay.
Can I ask y'all, or y'all not to tell me?
Just for being out here. That's all. That's
they
all.
locking her up for
and I
being
talked.
out here?
I talked to her earlier. She's been arrested before. She's a nice young woman. She's going back to school, trying to get an education, trying to better herself.
I'm so tired. What they leave? I want to leave us alone, man. They done enough damage.
Edwin, be really, really careful.
Leave us the fuck alone.
Are you gonna
I just got out of work and I'm tired. I get so tired of coming up here. They're locking somebody up.
Z's gonna cover the woman behind me. I'm gonna continue to film what's going on here.
Go home and leave us the fuck alone. Damn, leave us alone.
So you just heard that police officer tell me that I was good, but then they have a Bearcat pulling up right here. So I'm not sure if they called somebody on us or what the deal is. Being in a cordoned off press area is unconstitutional. We're not disrupting, we're not encouraging, we're not inciting. We're just standing here and recording what's going on. They have a lot of police lined up right here. So behind this car here, they've got quite a few cars lined up. So, you know, at this point in time, and then, you know, what's really funny is they told me I'm not in a designated area, but right across the street, there's a man with MSM doing a live broadcast, and he's also not in the fucking designated area, and he wasn't approached. So now you can see people are coming out of the press box. I'm still convinced that this is probably a show, and that there's some stuff going on in some other places.
This is a show. They're showing the mainstream media how they use seatbelts
Right.
in practice, and those 6 officers just made a mistake. And I'm sorry, everyone I've talked to has never been seatbelted in the back. And the young woman being arrested said the last time she was hauled away in one of these vans, and for no reason that time, she had to brace herself with her legs, like so she wouldn't slide into the side of the van. And if Freddie Gray's legs were broken, of course he couldn't have braced himself, so his head.
So they're now removing, from what I understand, they're now removing the cordoned off area. So now we are free as press to move around. Hey, Edwin, will you tell Balto that they nixed the designated press area and we're good? We can walk around.
All right.
So I'm unsure why they just called another Bearcat to this area. Z and I are once again splitting up. We'll be okay. We're professionals at this. At least we're schooled in this. So they just wanted to have a show here, a show of force here. Is there anything going on? Will somebody check Jeray's timeline for what's going on in Hampton, please? I'm not worried about a cop that just got out a big can of pepper spray. They pepper sprayed me already tonight. They missed my face. They always do. So there were actually some people that actively resisted curfew tonight, and did so successfully. This is a police car here as well. I'm gonna head back to my car. I'm gonna face you guys the opposite direction. At this point in time, we're probably just gonna go see if we can find anything else. I also need to find a restroom because there's no restrooms allowed for people. There is a safe house. People are being allowed to congregate outside of the safe house. So it was really this intersection that they were worried about. So the designated press area has been lifted. Everybody's fine. Police are dispersing from that corner. Did the girls go on foot?
I was so scared, dude.
Did those girls go on foot?
Yeah, I think you were somebody else communicated with them.
Fine. They dispersed the press area. The police approached me, and he was like, "This isn't a designated area." I'm like, "Fuck your designated area. There's a dude over there doing a live broadcast on the other corner who's not in a designated area." And then the sergeant was like this. They've dispersed the designated area. It's done. They just wanted to have their show. Right? They just wanted to have their show. So now real journalists are going to try and go find what's going on other places.
Right down the street, somebody didn't tell, I don't know if it's a stream called or no, the guy might have seen it with his own eyes. Guy was already handcuffed and got headbutted by the cops.
Guy was already handcuffed and got headbutted by the cops down the street. So I'm going to try and go get Z. We do have our vehicle now. We're going to coordinate and find out what's going on, and then we're going to go from there. I'm going to go ahead and go down. The press is dispersing. The action is going to be somewhere else. This was definitely just a show. All right, guys, so stay with me. Be warned that there's going to be random acts of going live. There is a safe house. I'm not going to film it. There's a safe house and there are people there. So we're just going to go from there. All right, thanks, guys.